Welcome to Phillies Fan Central, where passion meets the diamond and every fan's voice counts.
Welcome back to Phillies Fan Central, your #1 source for everything regarding the fighting Phils. I am your host, and we have a massive show for you today. The hot stove is officially lit, and the rumors coming out of the general managers' meetings are absolutely scorching. But before we dive into the madness, I need you to do me a huge favor. If you love this team as much as I do, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a breaking update. We are building the most passionate community of Phillies fans right here, and I want to hear from you. Get in the comments right now and tell me, is this the offseason? We finally fixed the infield. Let's get into it. We are sitting here on Monday, November 24th, 2025, staring down the barrel of another critical winter. After the way things ended this past October, the patience in South Philadelphia is wearing thin. We have watched this core group battle for 4 years now, enduring increasingly upsetting playoff exits, and the front office knows that running it back with the exact same roster is simply not an option anymore. The first order of business, and frankly, the most obvious one, is Kyle Schwarber. After watching him blast an incredible 56 home runs this past season, cementing himself as one of the greatest power hitters in franchise history, bringing him back is priority #1. You simply cannot replace that kind of production or that leadership in the clubhouse. However, the real headline today, and the one that is going to divide this fan base, concerns the hot corner. According to a bombshell report released today by Joel Reuter over at Bleacher Report, the Philadelphia Phillies are seriously positioning themselves to make a seismic shift at third base. The report suggests that Alec Bohm is officially on the chopping block. And now I know many of you have a soft spot for Bohm. We have watched him grow up in this system, but we have to look at the numbers with cold, hard objectivity. We are now a year and a half removed from his lone all-star appearance, and if we are being honest with ourselves, the production just hasn't been there. Over his last 200-plus games, Alec Bohm has been statistically performing at a replacement-level standard in a lineup that is designed to win a World Series right now. That is a difficult pill to swallow. The report indicates that the Phillies are looking to trade Bohm to the Los Angeles Angels, a team desperate for infield help as they look to move on from the Anthony Rendon nightmare. This is not just a rumor, it is a strategic pivot. The logic here is that Bohm's trade value, while lower than it was 18 months ago, is still high enough to bring back assets or clear the runway for a massive acquisition. The organization seems to have reached a conclusion that we as fans have debated for months. Is Alec Bohm the third baseman of the future for a championship team? The insiders are starting to say no. Reuters' analysis points out that Bohm was already a non-tender candidate in some circles, and while he was tendered a contract, he is viewed primarily as a trade chip. Moving him to a team like the Angels, who need a warm body with upside to replace an expiring Rendon, makes too much sense. It clears the roster spot, it changes the clubhouse dynamic, and most importantly, it opens the door for a move that would send shockwaves through the National League East. We aren't just talking about subtracting, we are talking about a massive addition that fits the timeline of Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, and Zach Wheeler. If Alec Bohm is indeed on the move, the name being linked to Philadelphia to replace him is a familiar one, and perhaps a controversial one for some, Alex Bregman. The three-time All-Star recently opted out of the final 2 years of his contract with the Boston Red Sox earlier this month, making him a free agent once again. Now, I know what you are thinking. We have history with Bregman from the 2022 World Series, but put the emotion aside for a second and look at the player. Reuter predicts that the Phillies will aggressively pursue Bregman to fill that void at third base. citing his ability to make a major impact in 2026, which fits perfectly into our closing window of contention. This is a guy with championship pedigree, a guy who knows how to win in October, and a guy who brings a level of defensive stability that we arguably haven't seen at third base in years. Let's look at the data from his 2025 campaign in Boston. Yes, Bregman had a bit of a second-half slide, and we have to acknowledge that. However, context is key. He returned from a significant quad strain, suffered in late May, rushing his rehabilitation to get back on the field in just 7 weeks instead of the recommended 12. That tells me he is a competitor who wants to be on the field. Despite playing through that recovery, he still posted a more than respectable 821 OPS on the year. Furthermore, let's not forget that he is only 1 season removed from winning his first Gold Glove Award at third base. Defensively, swapping Bohm for Bregman is an immediate, undeniable upgrade. He stabilizes the left side of the infield alongside Trea Turner, which has been a point of anxiety for this team for too long. The only real obstacle here, and it is a significant one, is the money. The Athletic is projecting that the 31-year-old Bregman will command a 6-year contract worth approximately $171 million. That is a massive financial commitment. If the Phillies execute this signing, it would push the payroll comfortably into the highest luxury tax penalty range, subjecting the team to a 60% surcharge on every dollar spent over the $304 million threshold for the upcoming season. This brings us to the ultimate question regarding John Middleton. We know he wants his trophy back. We know he is willing to spend stupid money, but is he willing to greenlight a payroll that incurs the steepest tax penalties in Major League Baseball history? To sign both Kyle Schwarber and Alex Bregman in the same winter requires an unprecedented financial aggressive streak. However, if you look at the age of this roster, there is no tomorrow. The time is now. Bregman brings that edge, that red October energy, and the playoff experience that meshes with Harper and Real Muto. It is a move that says the Phillies are not satisfied with just making the playoffs. They are trying to build a juggernaut to crush the Dodgers and the Braves. It is risky, it is expensive, and it is exactly the kind of move that separates the contenders from the pretenders. So here is the bottom line, Phillies fans. The front office is clearly signaling that the status quo is unacceptable. We are looking at a potential future where Alec Bohm is wearing an Angels jersey and Alex Bregman is manning the hot corner at Citizens Bank Park, all while carrying a payroll that would make the Yankees blush. It is a bold, aggressive, and frankly terrifying strategy, but it might be the only way to get over the hump and get that parade down Broad Street. Now, I want to turn this over to you, the 10th man. I want you to sound off in the comments section below. Would you make this trade? Are you willing to say goodbye to Alec Bohm if it means bringing in a proven winner like Alex Bregman, even with the massive price tag? Or do you think the team should spend that money on pitching and give Bohm one last chance? Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to Phillies Fan Central, hit that like button, and turn on the notification bell. We are going to be with you every single day of this offseason, breaking down every rumor, every signing, and every trade. We are built by fans, for fans. Thank you so much for watching. Keep the faith. Ring the bell. Go Phils.